What is up, nerds? It's me, your buddy pal, HeyArcher. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You're here for another exciting episode of Rambling with Anthony here on HeyArcher. Talking Batman, talking Flash, talking Shazam, or Black Adam, whichever one we have time for. Maybe both. I don't know. Either way, intro. All right, nerds. I had to bring in the professional here, Senor Bruce Wayne himself, Anthony in the house. Welcome, sir. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me again. And I am. Can you guess which trailer I'm more excited for?
Does it have this something to do with this? Maybe.
I mean, it might, yeah. Although the Flash one, I mean, that could go for the Flash also. But
Well, that was the thing. I didn't know if you'd be more excited for Keaton over, or like which one was more, Keaton or a new darker Batman, or maybe Keaton is the new darker Batman. I didn't know which one you'd actually be leaning towards.
I mean, well, it's hard to say because obviously we haven't seen it. We've heard Keaton, and
Right.
we saw the back of a bat's head. I
Right.
think, and we'll get to it. I don't think that's Keaton, but
Mm.
we'll get to it because I don't want to spoil anything in the spoiler for the teaser for the movie. But anyway, uh, yeah, no, I'm right now just because I've seen more. I'm more excited for the Rob Pattinson one, and who the
Yeah.
hell would have thought those words would come out of my mouth
Yeah.
based on where he started his acting career.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, no, I mean they obviously teasers and trailers have let us down in the past, Batman, Superman.
Mhm.
Uh, but I'm very excited for both.
Yeah.
So
So before we continue, if you are watching on YouTube, listening on your favorite podcast platform, you want to make sure to pay attention to the timestamps down below because we're going to talk about these trailers and there may be spoilers that we talk about. We don't know 100% of the spoilers because these movies haven't come out yet. But if you do want to go into any of these movies blind, you definitely want to use the timestamps down below. So, we mentioned before the show started, Flash was more of a teaser than it was a full trailer like Robert Pattinson. So, why don't we start with that one, the shorter one? We know that this is a Flashpoint movie. We know that it is not really Snyderverse, but kind of is because it's the same character, but that they're not really doing the Snyderverse anymore. So they say. So, in the trailer that you got, in that teaser, aside from Ezra Miller's insane fashion sense, what were your overall thoughts on Flashpoint?
uh, again, I like what I see so far. Take that for what it's worth from a minute and a half trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you like I had to point out to our friend Sal, who will get on one of these eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you see Supergirl, you see two Flashes, and he and I were talking, and like, oh wow, they're really going alternate universe, alternate realities. I was like, yes, yes, it's Flashpoint. That might not be an alternate universe Barry Allen. I mean, it could be, and that might be what they set up the entire movie around. But he's wearing yellow, and if you read or know about the original Reverse Flash from the original DC timeline,
Mm-hmm.
like I do, unfortunately, he alters his appearance in the future, Ubard, however you say his name, to look like Barry Allen because that was the amount
Eobard
of hero
Thawne?
worship. Thawne, yeah, that
Yeah.
was the amount of hero worship for the Flash he had going on. So that could be an alternate Barry Allen. That could be Ubard, who's playing an alternate and just doing it all to mess with Barry. And then in like, you know, the final moments, you like he does a villain monologue, which would be interesting if they actually went down that route. You know, having him do that. Uh, and what I was saying before about maybe it's Keaton, maybe it's not. Like I've watched these things a whole bunch of times. Listen to that music. That's Dark Knight music.
Mm-hmm.
And Keaton's Batcave never had the waterfall. Now,
No.
obviously, maybe it's an alternate universe Keaton Batman, who the hell knows? But Keaton was very in a cave, a very Art Deco cave, and Christian Bale was in uh, had his in the waterfall, as we all remember. Now, who knows? Maybe it's. I'm not saying. I don't think Christian Bale came back. I don't even think Joseph Gordon-Levitt came back. But that music is very Dark Knight, so I don't see why they would even hint at using that if it didn't tie into it in some way, you know?
Yeah.
Or maybe they're just screwing with us. So, but and they better let him say "holy shit" when he pulls back that Batmobile, because that's got to be Keaton's. When they pull that tarp back and you see Keaton's original Batmobile, that thing better be glistening.
Yeah.
You know.
So I pulled up the trailer just now and I was watching it on mute. I didn't even catch that was Supergirl in the back. Like that was completely left field for me. I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
And because I guess so, I actually did a trailer reaction to this. I did a trailer reaction to the Batman movie, and just because of time, I just had not had a chance to release them. So in watching it again, I agree. That would be cool if it was a Christian Bale, but more so if it was actually Joseph Gordon-Levitt, because we didn't get that. And that's something that we kind of thought we were going to get. I'm on the fence whether I wanted that or not. I'm still not sure, but either way, that's an interesting theory. And I kind of hope that's true. I hope we do get different Batmen in the movie. But I don't know what I want from the movie, and I guess that's what's ruining this teaser for me, is I'm like, what's the point of the movie? Are we going to reset? Are we going to create a new universe, introduce us to one that exists that they're going to roll in? Like, I think I have so many questions about everything outside the trailer that it almost ruins the trailer for me. Does that make sense?
No, I can definitely see that. And I mean, everybody, you and everybody else, I mean, myself included, we have that right because we've been screwed over, you know,
so many times
by this process so many times over the years.
Mm-hmm.
And I've read something somewhere where they said this movie is going to touch on all the other DC EU movies that have come before, and so like basically saying it is going to be like it is going to be Flashpoint. It is going to actually. For those of you who don't know, sorry if I'm repeating, in the comics, Flashpoint basically ended the old DC timeline, which had, Batman being around for who knows how long, him having all these, all the different Robins, all the different, like the Justice Society, the Justice League, all the variations, all the alternate universes, and we got the new 52 going forward. And so I think ultimately, that for me, that would be the payoff for me. Is if this is a good movie, they touch upon all the other Batman movies, or excuse me, all the other DCEU movies, and then at the end of it, you have to do you have to make it clear where we're going from here. You have to say, okay, Wonder Woman, Aquaman's 1 and 2 happened, Man of Steel happened, parts of Dawn of Justice happened, because some of that does need to go, Batman murdering. And going forward, here's the players. I think, unfortunately, it would make sense for them to. I don't know if it makes sense. I don't think it makes sense for Michael Keaton to be Batman in some sort of interconnected movie universe going forward. Link in Rob Pattinson. Link his Batman in somehow.
Interesting.
Or you got to, because, for some sake of cohesiveness, as much as I want Affleck back, unless they keep him and like he's just in the Justice League movies going forward, who the hell knows? But yeah, payoff for this movie for me is if it's a good Flash movie, if they've shrunk down that damn cowl on his head, because that one scene, that one part of it, it's like you had like the original cowl from
89.
Justice League.
Oh,
yeah, I'm saying sorry. I'm talking about the Flash. Yeah, from the Justice League movie for the Flash, that cowl wasn't terrible. Like, and then all of a sudden it's like padded and it makes him have like a giant forehead, like his hairline's receding or something.
Yeah.
So fix that cowl. get t- cherry pick the best moments, because there are some good moments out of all the DCEU movies we've had so far,
Hmm.
uh, and do something where we know where we're going forward, and bring back Cavill, if possible, bring back Affleck, or tie it in to Pattinson somehow, some way, and let's move forward with a new cohesive DC universe. That would be. I'd leave that movie so happy if that is the end result of that movie.
That's bizarre
Uh,
because I'm of the other camp. I want them to not link it all anymore. Like I want them
oh,
to acknowledge we screwed it up,
mm-hmm,
and I can't even identify how they screwed it up in a brief manner. Um,
yeah,
Aside from just they rushed it. I guess that's the fastest way to say it. They rushed that so much where Marvel took 10 years or 10 plus years to build the story. Um, that it was a mess. It was a hot mess. You know, re-editing movies, firing people mid movie, all these things. It ruined it. And I kind of want them to do a fresh start. And I don't know if Flashpoint can do that because it still has the stench of Snyder on it and the stench of that era of movie. But I would also be forgiven or forgiving if it was Batman, Ben Affleck Batman, because I actually liked that part of those movies.
yeah.
Suicide Squad kind of is doing its own thing now. Like the last movie I thought pretty good. So it's doing its own thing, not in this greater universe. And I'm like, all right, let's roll with that concept. But you know what? I just don't trust them. They've lost the trust to your earlier point about us being screwed over so many times already. So kind of bringing that into the Pattinson movie, you know, you saying that you would want them to somehow link it. Were you overall impressed with that trailer for the Robert Pattinson movie? And, you know, your overall thoughts on the trailer, do you think it actually would fit into that universe, that Snyder universe that exists? Because I feel like tonally, to spoil my thoughts, I feel like they're really different.
I mean, it definitely. You're right. It doesn't fit right now, so that would
Mhm.
be a hurdle for them to actually figure out. Because, well, I mean, we haven't seen Gotham
Right.
necessarily. We had a little bit, but that would be that. Like, yeah, just based on the look of the teaser for the Flash and the look of the trailer for Batman, totally different tones, and it definitely wouldn't fit. They would have a huge task in figuring it out. I only say, by the way, merge it again, because I agree. Like the Suicide Squad that came out this year, doing good things, didn't necessarily need anything else. But I also I don't want to deal with 10 different versions of these characters. Like,
Yeah.
let Affleck or Keaton do a couple of projects as his Batman, or let Affleck do, same thing, but and Pattinson. Three's a lot, but to have, like, if they ultimately do bring it in, like, it's like at the end of Shazam, bringing in Superman, but cutting off his head because they say Cavill didn't have time, but who knows really what happened.
Mhm.
Like, that gets annoying, that gets old. Like the Joker as a one shot movie, that's great. Now they're saying there might be a sequel, and it's like, well, do we need that?
Yeah.
So I'm okay with them doing separate movies as well. I just say, like, figure out a way to do some sort of universe, because at a certain point, even for a fan, it's going to get tiring, you know, to have three Batman and counting, and technically we don't even have a Superman right now. It's,
Yeah.
just all in a way of saying, get your shit together, WB, please.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, no, this trailer, Batman, I'm very excited for it. I'm like so over the top excited for it just by this. And I think you and I have discussed it. I know Sal and I have discussed it. This version of Batman, like, so Bale was the precise soldier.
Mhm.
Keaton was the scary creature of the night.
Mhm.
Affleck was like just the seasoned brawler.
Mhm.
And now this guy, this Batman, he's insane. Like, I don't know if I should have sent you screenshots. Sorry, everybody, but I'm sure you can find it. Like when he gets shot
Well,
the
I'll
first
add it.
time.
I'll let it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to make more work for you, but okay.
It's part of the job.
Well, all right. When he gets shot in the shoulder in that first melee fight, I did try doing it, but I couldn't get it right. When he like turns back to the guy, there's so like rage and insanity in his face and in his eyes. Like, you shot me. Oh, okay. Here's what happens now, and then like beats him up, and then ultimately bat tases him, which was a nice point that, oh, okay, there's going to be some gizmos and gadgets. There's another scene where he's wailing on somebody, and you see Catwoman behind him, like looking like, oh God. And there's another scene where you see Gordon and a whole bunch of cops with their weapons drawn, terrified of something. And I think that's also going to be in response to his Batman just like completely going ape shit on somebody. So that has me really excited that this is a Batman at times completely, totally, and utterly out of control. I didn't get that with any of the other Batman. Again, like Bale, he came close in the Joker scene, but like fighting the thugs and everything, that was no real threat to him. And in the warehouse with Ben Affleck, those were, I mean, I guess they were threats to him. One did stab him, but like he didn't. I don't know. I didn't feel like rage and insanity coming off him in that. And granted, again, this is just a teaser or a trailer. Who knows if the final product, but I mean, stop me if you disagree. I think he's going to be completely friggin' nuts. Like once that cowl goes on, like insane.
Yeah. So I was playing it through just now as well, just so I could get some screenshots of the things that you were mentioning. I like that synopsis you have there. I like that, you know, you identifying the differences between each Bruce Wayne, because I think what's important is that when people rank the movies the way that we have, we acknowledge how each Batman was different, each Bruce Wayne was different, and that's what makes them all unique. They're the same in name, and they're the same that they have this secret identity. You know, debate which one's the secret identity, but they're all completely different. And yeah, in this one, there is this level of, I don't give a fuck. Like, it's like, I'm here to bring revenge. What does he say? I'm vengeance or whatever.
I'm vengeance, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I believe that when he's saying it. And the only thing that really ruined the trailer for me was the scene in the prison when he punches the glass, and it's where are the drugs type of moment. Like, I had that feeling, if you remember that one.
I do remember both of them, and that bothered me too. But again, I've watched this trailer who knows how many, well over a dozen times since then.
Yeah.
Even that, I started, like, I'm watching it and I'm pausing it and I'm looking at him. It's like he's enraged. He's barely holding on.
Yeah.
So I like when I think about the whole overarching thing of like how I like that he's insane and barely holding on. That makes more sense to me, because also, yeah, it's a younger Batman.
Yeah.
He's facing, probably for the first time, somebody who isn't just like shit in their pants when they see this guy, and he wants to get his hands on him. So it's like, again, it worked for me. Like the first time, I agree, I was like, but then watching it more and more and thinking about it more and more, as long as they actually keep up with him being crazy, it worked. It did it for me. I was all for it. So,
what were your thoughts on, because the one thing that really was different to me, that I was like, okay, as I was watching, it's funny. I'm like, as I'm about to talk, I was gonna talk as though all of you watched my trailer reaction, but yet I didn't release it, so I have to like reframe in my head. As I heard about the movie, as they talked about the movie, I was thinking, okay, this is gonna be a more realistic approach, right? More detective type of movie, where the other ones were, you know, him crawling up a wall into the ceiling or something. And all of that got thrown out the window for me when, one, there's that scene of him like jumping down, like cape is out and he lands on a platform, which I thought was dope. And I was like, okay, I didn't expect this at all out of this movie. But the scene when the two dudes are mowing him down with their guns and he's just walking through it, I was like, wait, he has full on bulletproof armor to that extent? Like,
Yeah.
To me, that I was a little thrown off by it. Cause I'm like, part of Batman's, allure, I guess, is that he's a man and it's his skill that helps him get through. There's gadgets that are little, assistance mechanisms, but the fact that he could walk through 2 machine guns, I was kind of like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, yeah, because you see the suit and it looks very new, and it also
Yeah.
looks screwed up because you see him that one scene where he has his shirt off and he's all scarred up already.
Yeah.
So you get the idea that, oh, this suit, maybe it's not all that, and then he walks through 2 machine guns going at him, and you're like, oh, he really isn't just wearing hockey pads.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those 2 scenes, the jumping from the platform, and he jumps from a building too, and like you see him like
Yeah.
kind of swoosh by.
Yeah.
And even that, like, so those 2 scenes, the 2 jump scenes where he lands on the platform and swims through the building, those are cool to me. I think, and also, by the way, like the scene where he's talking to Catwoman and you see like a shot of Gotham as the sun's rising, I've paused it. That, like, the movie looks beautiful,
Yeah.
like shot cinematography wise. I need, like, we're going to this movie and we're believing that a guy dressed up as a bat isn't just going to die right away the first
Yeah.
time he encounters a thug or something, or that nobody will put 2 and 2 together, that hey, this guy probably needs a lot of shit. Hey, this guy Bruce Wayne's back and he looks like crap. Okay. So I'm good with those, and I'm even good with the walking down the hail of gunfire, because, and I was spitballing this with Sal, really got to get him on. We were saying it has the potential to show that he's gonna be Batman the Tinkerer in the movie too, because like he takes the shot at first when he does the group fight, and he gets blown back, and you see him, like, his armor took the hit, but he still got rocked back, excuse me. So if he's tinkering and if he's improving, maybe there's a real reason why in the film he can stand 2 machine guns going at it. And I should know this because I was military and law enforcement, but I'm not that up on guns and how they work. But like, to me, like, it would also kind of make sense why a handgun shot him back so much, because a handgun can have a bigger round in it, and a machine gun, the whole point is I'm throwing as much at you as I can fit in this magazine. So it's not a large, it's exactly, it's not a larger bullet. So maybe there's a reason why, maybe that's just the reason, maybe he's not even tinkering. I don't like that he just that nobody got lucky and shot at his face, because there's no yellow bat emblem to draw the fire.
Right.
So that's like, okay, that's silly, but whatever. But no, I think that, and it goes back to him being insane, him not being the seasoned Batman who's going to just like let them see him for a split second. And then even they did it in Christian Bale's movie, in The Dark Knight Rises. He's hopping around, avoiding the gunfire. This guy's so crazy, and maybe he's thinking I got to build a legend, but I think it's just because he's crazy. And he's like, I'm just going to walk down this hallway. You know I'm here. Shoot me. I dare you. Shoot me.
Yeah.
He's going to be insane, and I think we're going to love it.
What was wasn't there a Batman either animated or live action? And sorry for the viewers, the camera settings changed on this camera, so it's going to look different probably. I don't know. Maybe you won't notice, but I feel like there was a Batman story where he made shoot. I'm getting like 2 things in my head. One is there's that program he had in Dark Knight Rises that could like read, cell phones and all sorts of stuff. And he turned it off because he was like, I can't be trusted with this. They had it in Titans as well. Which we can.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, that's a whole nother episode, I think. But there's there's some story, and I think it's actually the Gotham Knights animated movie. I was talking about it the other day because I was comparing it to the Visions and What If and the Animatrix. Like, it's a Batman story. There's three different stories, 3 different directors, 3 different animations. And I think in that one, he had made the suit that when you shot bullets at it, it reflected them off.
It's
reverse
Gotham
magnetism.
Knights. You're right. It's Gotham Knights, and yeah, Lucius gave him a toy that, however, it was supposed to work. It repelled the bullets like using a magnetic field or something.
It was,
But
I think it was sound activated, if I remember, because he was like,
Maybe
it
it was
won't
that.
stop. It won't stop like knives and punches, but based on the pitch of a bullet, somehow it would activate or something like that.
Okay. Well, but yeah, it is Gotham Knights, the one that was the tie-in to the Bale movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about that when I saw that scene. I was like, maybe I'll have, armor like this. I like, to your point, I didn't piece that together, of him tinkering, like assembling everything and trial and error and all of that. Like, maybe that's something where reflecting bullets like that, he finds that he can injure somebody else. Because, spoiler alert, that's what that, in that animated movie, he's using it and he loves it because he doesn't have to dodge bullets anymore. But one of the bullets ricochets and hits an innocent person. And he's like, I don't want innocents to ever get hurt because somebody's going after me. So I wonder if they'll use that in this, because I aside from, the armored Batman from the Dark Knight series, not the Bale movies, but the comic series, we've never seen him in some sort of bulletproof suit, like that. It's always, he's more of that ninja type, which again leads to my issues with Batman Ninja, the animated movie, because he's a samurai in it. Doesn't make sense, but he can be hurt, and I don't want them to go down the path of the Mandalorian, where he's never going to get hurt because of the Beskar armor, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Like in the movie, I want him to be, dodging bullets. I want him to have to defend himself against knives and stuff, not just stand there, infinite armor or whatever, and then do away with the villains.
No, I agree. And I forgot about that, so that's a good point about that you brought up.
Which one, the Beskar armor?
About like the Beskar armor and the device that he had in Gotham Knights.
Yeah.
That would be kind of cool, something to see there too.
Yeah.
Another good screen cap to throw in, when he's looking up and he's just like filthy, and like I'm thinking it's some dried blood.
That is legit. Where the last one I took.
Yep. That, like, again, who knows what point in the movie that is, but that's we haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Excuse me. We saw Michael Keaton was bloody at the end of '89, but like that's like, what the hell has he been through?
Yeah.
So,
and that's, to me, and it's funny because I made a post the other day about The Last Jedi was 4 years ago. Just let it go. It's done. Whatever. But Captain Marvel always comes up because she keeps appearing in things. So I feel like I can't put that movie aside. But okay. Joel is always on me about, he's like, it's a good movie. I don't know why you hate it so much. And I did. It's funny. I found
what's
a
good
post.
Movie?
Captain Marvel.
Oh, okay.
And I found a post that I made a long time ago. I don't even know if it was on Instagram or YouTube or whatever. But I said I was mad that I left Captain Marvel and I enjoyed it because as a whole, the story's all right. Like, there's nothing, it's not Academy Award winning or anything. But my biggest issue with Captain Marvel is, and the same issue I had with Rey, is they can't be beat. There's nothing there that they can't lose. Like, there's no risk involved. And part of the allure with Batman is there's always risk involved, because once you get out of the initial Batman stories, he's usually the only one in the room that doesn't have powers. He's the only one in the room that you throw him off a building. If his toys aren't working, he's fucked. Like, you can't throw him into space. Like, those are the fun aspects of it. And I want that to be here in this movie. And I like that when he's bloody, when he's dirty. That's the allures. You see him and you're like, oh, wow. Like you said, he's been through shit. And I think that's what makes us all love Batman, is that he always goes through shit.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
And so excited. Yeah, now I'm like just thinking about I'm playing the trailer in my head. And now I'm just like, this is going to be, I hope this is a good movie. I
So,
think based on that, it's going to be a good movie.
It better be. It better be.
Yeah.
I for some reason, I feel like this is it. Like, we need this. I think they owe this to us at this point.
Yeah. And it's also sad, like, because like going back a bit, like we said, Wonder Woman was good. Aquaman's good. Who knows how Wonder Woman 2, not so good. Suicide Squad 2, good. They have the potential to do these good movies. They're just not, I don't know. They can't get out of their own way. They think too much. They try to do, like, I don't know, inject too much politics or something behind the scenes that we don't even know about. Who the hell knows?
But no, but you know, it's a business, and Marvel,
yeah,
Marvel has been so successful for Disney that everybody is just trying to copy it. And something, we won't be able to watch it here, but the Uncharted trailer dropped this afternoon. I'll watch that tonight on HeyArcher Live, but I guarantee there's going to be, yeah, every Thursday at 8 p.m. I guarantee there's going to be humor involved. And I know that Nathan Drake has humor in the game, but like, Marvel has beat this humorous superhero thing to death on me, that with DC, they're like, well, we need to copy them. And I'm like, no, be different, serious, dark, broody. Like, give us give us the Batman that we deserve at this point.
Yeah. Well, Christian Bale was serious, dark, and broody, and there were some humorous elements. Like I said, I was watching something like him and Alfred.
Yeah,
they had a little bit of a light moment at times. Like he had the log, like the log comment.
Yeah.
He's under a burning log, and Alfred takes the time out to, no pun intended, roast him about, well, you do work out. Can you not lift this thing, Master Wayne?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I agree. They're like, Marvel definitely has done. I mean, I guess I don't want to say a good job, but Marvel has done a job beating into our heads the happy-go-lucky superhero. Even Winter Soldier, now in Captain America and the Winter Soldier, he's the Disney show, not the movie. Sorry,
right.
He's now he's humorous. Now, granted, we can talk about that separately. That shows him evolving out of just the brainwashed soldier. But I get what you mean.
Yeah,
like nobody's even when they're. Even Hawkeye, in his Ronin phase, he's brought out of that pretty quickly. That dark, murderous rage.
Yeah.
We're told he's been going through it for years, but 5 minutes on camera rather, and he's not totally back to our Hawkeye that we got, but he's much lighter. So
yeah. I know that you have to jet, so. Do you have 5 minutes to watch this teaser and then just give me your quick thought on it?
Yes. Can you make it so that I can see it? Because I actually, this is the one I've only watched once.
Yep, I'll do that.
Okay.
So everybody, just for the sake of not getting pulled on YouTube, this may not be part of the podcast, but if it's not, you'll catch up with us as we give our thoughts. So. So I could care less about The Rock at this point. Like I'm, he's the least of my excitement when it comes to that movie. Honestly, it's the other characters that I was a little bit more. I'm more wanting to see, like Dr. Fate, especially Pierce Brosnan playing Dr. Fate. That has me way more intrigued, I think, than this movie.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I agree. I'm excited. I'm excited that they're going to set up like a history with him.
Yeah.
It seems like. I mean, I hope they are, because Justice Society and Black Adam had a big thing in the comics. I want to say, maybe I'm wrong. the I didn't realize actually we'd watched something. I know you're going to cut it, but like the little snippet we had watched where we got introduced to all the other characters of Hawkman, Cyclone, Atom Smasher, and Doctor Fate. I knew Brosnan was Doctor Fate, but I didn't know the other guys were going to be in it. So that
Same.
was
Yeah. No
exciting.
clue. Yeah.
Um, and Pierce Brosnan, again, he said, he was like, I was Bond for 10 years. He's like, this is insane. So like nothing compares to this, he said. So that's cool. That's a hell of a,
Endorsement.
nothing to sneeze at being James Bond. So
Yeah.
that's a hell of a compliment to pay to this. From what we saw, I mean, he looks like Black Adam. Like if you see
Yeah.
drawings of Black Adam in the comics
Yeah.
before he got cast, which was a whole hell of a long time ago, to now, like, okay, visually, I think he is. Yeah, he's a great fit for the character. And what little bit we saw, like he looks good in the suit. He seems like he's going to be ruthless because of the way in the trailer he kills the one guy, like pretty much no conversation, just like, oh, you attack me? Okay, you die.
Mhm.
So that looks cool. There's even less on this to go on than than the Flash trailer. So I
But
mean, the suit looks good.
yeah.
It seems like it'll be brutal, or at least intense, I guess. I don't know. So based on that, yeah, hey, sign me up. Let's go. Keep building the world. If it's a good movie and you start to hint at a backstory, and then
Hmm.
again we get the Flash that
Hmm.
somehow ties all this together, even into a
Hmm.
multiverse,
Hmm.
some sort of coherent multiverse.
Hmm.
Okay, cool. I'm all for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I do want to see Dwayne Johnson killing the Shazam family because that's what he does in the comics. So they have to be in the same world. So we have to see them on screen at some point together. And again, it was a meme. It was like, you guys realize that The Rock is going to try to kill all of these children, right? And it's like,
Hmm.
him as Black Adam, and then all the kids from the first movie before they grew up. So yeah, we got to see. We got to see, but I'm interested
The,
until I
the
see a full trailer. I don't have the same level. There's not the same buildup, obviously, because he was
right.
supposed to be. This movie was supposed to come out like what, 2007
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
something.
Long ass time
It's like,
ago.
oh yeah, I'm still Black Adam. I'm still Black Adam. Now we're seeing something. I'm intrigued. I
Yeah.
can't really get as excited as I was for the Flash or for the Batman trailer because there's just nothing here to go on. There's nothing for me to even spitball the theory out of.
I have two thoughts. The,
Hmm.
the, the two things are, um, I I I don't want them, again, going back to the previous point, to humorize this movie at all. Like, yeah, a joke here and there is fine. I do want it serious. I do want him to murder the Shazam family. I thought them being at the end of the first movie was such a waste. I didn't understand why they did that. But my concern is actually The Rock as a whole, because after hearing about the Fast and Furious and Hobbs and Shaw, where like he works into his contracts this thing where like he can't look like he's being beat up, and there's a point system and all this stuff so that he doesn't look a certain way in movies. He's got to get his comeuppance in this. Like, Black Adam is not a character that you can just at the end of the movie, all right, I'm a good guy now. Like, no, his whole being is revenge. His whole being is being the ruler of the world. Like, this isn't one of those where at the end it could be a stalemate and he's like, all right, I'll see you later. Like, that can't be this, to me at least. That's
No, it
my
can't be,
yeah.
and it would be a waste if, like, so Justice, they're the Justice Society.
Right.
It'd be a waste if the Justice Society uh, dies
Yeah.
for the sake of him proving how powerful he is, and like you said, he can't. He, I forgot all about all that stuff that he had put in the contract. It'd be a waste if he just goes from like a murderer at the start of this movie to, oh, okay, I'm on your side, or even
Yeah.
some sort of jaded,
Yeah.
like even sort of half good guy. He has to be a solid bad guy throughout,
Yes.
and then
Yeah.
let's show him evolve.
Yeah.
So you're right. The Justice Society by the end of this movie has to prevail in some way that makes it, even if he runs off with his tail between his legs,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, he can't. I mean, unless he wins, which he's not going to win. You know, if he keeps true to the comic goals, he can't win because then there's no point. But yeah, no, I don't want to see too much humor in this. It makes sense for Shazam, like I was going to say Captain Marvel. It made sense for Shazam to be humorous.
Right.
That is what you or me would do if all of a sudden we're a superhero, you know. Maybe not the going out and yeah, exactly. So it has to make sense for the movie. It doesn't make sense for it to be too humorous. A little bit of jokes here and there. But and yeah, you're right. No, he can't he's got to get his, to use your word, his comeuppance. Yeah. He has to lose a fight. He has to, if not get his ass handed to him, he can't be The Rock the entire time. No. You know, he has to work a little bit, to go back to a wrestling term. He has to work, you know, he has to make the partners look good.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. He's got to, shoot, the term just, it's like get one over or get over. I think it's actually get over. It's like, he needs like a Hawkman to get over on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I know you have to jet. So, and it's surprisingly enough been 45 minutes. I thought we were going to somehow only get 20 minutes of podcasts out, but this is great. So we have to have you on, and Sal, of course, because tonight, and actually at the moment, Titans season finale has aired. I've not watched it. I'm going to watch it after we wrap up here. And on HeyArcher Live tonight, I'm talking with Do You Speak Geek, and we're talking about the Titans finale. So I need you to come back on. I need Sal to come on. I need Aaron to come on, because I mean, Titans. Hi. Yeah, Titans has been one hell of a ride, and not in the best of ways at all.
Definitely not. I will say real quick, so I do have to go. I like the casting.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But everything else is just like
awful.
I want to shake somebody.
Yeah. This is your job.
So.
This is your job.
Yeah.
Anyway, anything to plug before we call it an episode?
HeyArcher Live, Thursdays at 8 p.m. Technical difficulties are part of the show. Stick with it. They're worth it when we get through.
We get through. We make it. I didn't even check to see what episode number this was, so hopefully I mentioned that in the intro to this video. As he said, HeyArcher Live every Thursday at 8 p.m. 2-minute reviews, unboxings, all happen here at HeyArcher. Make sure you head over to Nerd Affiliated, the photography vlog series, the toy hunting series. That is officially going to start winding down. I'll go into that later. But for Anthony, and for all of you, thank you. Like, comment, subscribe. And we'll talk to all you nerds in the next video. Peace.